Hi everyone, it's Ben Rich here again, and this is my video answering some of Amy's questions that she posed to me in a response to my initial platform video. So Amy, first off, I want to thank you for welcoming me to the competition and for posing these comments and questions to me, because it'll give me the chance to expand on what I said in my initial platform video, touch on some things that I wanted to but could not because of time restrictions, and hopefully clarify some of your concerns on my platform. I'll also start by saying that I'm going to respond to your entire video that you post me in two separate videos, breaking it down into halves. So I'll start with addressing the debates because I can get that done short and sweet and get it done quickly. I'm really glad you like the ideas that I put forward on the debates. I think most citizens would agree with you that better communication between the government and Canadians is always a good idea. To address your concerns on the perceived rigidity of the topics I proposed, that's exactly what they were, was proposals, suggestions. I thought of some issues that are commonly on the electorate's mind during election campaigns. Certainly I'd be more than willing to open it up to a flexibility of issues if given during a specific election campaign. One issue that I had not mentioned in my initial platform video was on their mind. I'd be, more than willing and to accommodate that in a debate. And to address your concerns on the administration of the debates, you basically hit the nail right on the head and were on the same track of thinking as me when you mentioned a sort of independent body, a commission on debates, as they have in the States. Right now, as you know, our debates are administered by the television consortium in conjunction with the political parties. I'm definitely in favor of an independent body similar to what they have in the States to administer the debates and see that it's done in a fair and effective manner. So now to address your concerns on the whip system that I proposed, I'll start by saying that this is the system that is employed in Great Britain, another Westminster-style parliament, and we obviously modeled our government after that system, so it's one of the reasons it has some appeal. To address your concerns on enforcement, you are correct in saying that there is no legislative action per se that the Prime Minister could take in enforcing party discipline in the three-line system beyond their own party. Obviously, the Prime Minister has the ability to set that agenda within their own party, but you're right, there is not much they can do to affect to force other parties to do so. However, it would be, as I've mentioned in some of the forums, the Prime Minister sets the tone not only for their party, but for the whole Parliament. And implementing a three-line whip in their party would be kind of a lead-by-example approach, in that once the governing party adopted that approach, the opposition parties would be very hard-pressed to follow it. There'd be a lot of pressure from the media and from citizens turning to opposition parties saying, hey, the government has endorsed this approach and is implementing this approach. Why aren't you doing this approach? And really, so it will end up being in the best interest of all parties to adopt it. So once again, it's a lead-by-example type thing because the Prime Minister gets to set the tone in Parliament. A note I should make on setting the tone and the use of the three-line whip, it does only work if the government is relatively limited in what it designates as confidence matters. So if it keeps confidence matters to the traditional budgets, supply bills, throne speech, and that sort of thing. If the government is quick to overuse confidence and designate everything confidence as a confidence matter, then the three-line whip system essentially becomes ineffective. So again, that's something as Prime Minister that goes along with setting the tone, making sure that only those matters that need to be designated as confidence matters would be. To address your concerns on how different is it from our current system, the real difference is that in being explicit, the three-line whip system helps to encourage a culture of, I don't want to say disagreement with the party, but certainly a culture that more fosters the consideration of the views of constituents. Yes, parties now can say this is a confidence matter, this is a free vote, but the culture within our party system right now does not really allow or does not really encourage MPs to disagree with the party at all. So by being explicit, it kind of fosters that sort of environment that allows MPs to take their constituents' concerns into greater consideration when they are voting. And just some additional comments on the three-line whip system and why I think it's an effective tool to increase citizen engagement is that implementing the three-line whip system means that cabinet ministers can no longer guarantee that backbenchers are going to support every initiative that they take. So in order to ensure that support, they'd have to consult with backbenchers earlier on in the legislative process and more frequently. And so basically what this does, by empowering backbench MPs to have more input on the legislative agenda, you also thus empower constituents to have a greater influence, because MPs will now have a chance to say, hey, come to a cabinet minister on a proposed piece of legislation and say, the reaction I'm getting from my constituency is this about what you're proposing, or they feel this on this matter. And that's really why the three-line whip is such a great system, because it really gets at the core of the underlying theme of my entire platform, and that is citizen engagement and satisfaction with the political process. Yes, I talk about voter turnout in my video, but this is more a symptom or an effect of dissatisfied citizenry. The ultimate goal is to increase satisfaction with our system, with our process, and then the result being that voter turnout increases and citizen input increases. So I hope that that has cleared up some of your concerns on the debate and, more importantly, the three-line whip system, Amy. And I'll be responding in short order with another video addressing your concerns on the leadership selection process that I discussed, and I'll talk about Senate reform as you requested. So thanks again.